Hello, I'm Repositioning and welcome back to Grand Tactician The Civil War as we continue our Confederate campaign. It is of course June of 1862. This may be, we're about to kick off the final summer offensive that allows us to have a great Confederate nation. And well, why do I say such things? Well, I was having a look at the strategy screen and you see the Federal national morale is down to 50. And you win the game by getting it down to 25. Obviously, we've been steadily chipping away at it through our various victories. But there's two key things, which one we're doing and one we might be able to do, that could potentially kind of end the game. The first is capturing Missouri. So General Lee is taking St. Louis as we speak. I think there's one small Federal force we have to beat, and then they will flip to Confederates, which will cause a drop of Union morale of 5. That takes us down to 45. And the other one, which is a big maybe, because I've been talking about it for the entire year and a bit of the war, is capturing DC, which we're about to launch an offensive to do so, because that will cause a drop of, well, 20. Pop-up's not working. There we go. Minus 20. So both of those, plus a little bit for weather battles, we should push the Union below 25. Now, it's not a done deal. A raid in front of Washington at the minute, we can see some of these are kind of 20, so there's 20,000 there, so it's a nice clock 30, call that 50, it's about 70, 80, and then there's another one behind I can't really see, so there's maybe 80 to 100,000 Federals in here, and we of course only have the 60,000 Confederates in front of them, so it's no sure thing that we're going to be able to knock back all these Federal armies. But we're going to give it a go. Obviously taking DC would be a huge victory for us. And certainly would push us a long way to victory. So we might as well get things started. I'm going to do it in a couple of different movements, because the first thing I'm going to do is change all these chaps from defensive to offensive. It's going to take an hour to go through it. Now, see, another thing we could have done. Oh, actually, this may be a perfect time to do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab. You could hear my brain whirring there. I'm going to grab Mr. Beauregard here, and I'm very kindly going to ask him to go to maybe Cumberland. With the view of trying to pull away some of these armies. So I'd like you, go up here, threaten Cumberland. And all we're going to do is as soon as the Federals turn up, we're just going to retreat, right? This is not a fighting force. But they might pull from over here. Okay, so we'll have to see where this ends up. I would like them to try and pull some forces out of this side and just, help us with that edge. So we'll let them get moving. Meanwhile, St. Louis is just about fallen. Let's kick speed up a little bit. Yeah, huzzah! Can we have that armory, please? Okay, someone has been impeached. Right, we'll get you to move out in the morning. We'll hold out for Beauregard. Now, just quickly, all the thing we'll do is check in the fleets. They're still at yellow readiness. I'll let them go up to green before they sail out again. You are all on the off, aren't you? You're probably just waiting for the morning. Are you marching? You are. Can you not, like, take a boat? We shall see. Raids. Alright, that's the other thing. I'd just done this before I started the video. I set Stuart's raiders, so I put them onto raiding. Probably should have waited until they were in the enemy territory before I did that. So that might be backfiring slightly, but they're very quickly going to get up to just west of Indianapolis, where there seemed to be a rather nice looking farm. I thought we could go and bother. So we'll wait till they get into position. You are irking me here, Beauregard. Why don't you just go down to the river? Okay, we may have to wait a day. Keep speed up. Plus side, have we got the armory now? Yes, we do. Excellent. Okay, Mr. Lee, please head down and seize Rolla and the depot here. And hopefully... hang on. Could you do me a favour and take the train? See if you can just come down straight down that rail and see what you bump into. Good. So probably going to be maybe the 20th. As soon as we see some Federals moving, I think we're going to push in. Ah! Hello? What am I fighting? 13,000 Federals against 18,000 Confederates of Major General Robert E. Lee. Yeah, I think this is one we should be able to win. Interestingly, the auto fight is not going in our favour. I wonder why that is. We have huge amounts more artillery. We have more men. I don't know. But let's take care of this. And on the assumption that this episode should kick off a fairly major battle in front of DC, and we're probably going to be focused on that, I think I might just do this one off camera like I did in the last couple. I'm not sure it's going to be particularly impressive. We have a very, well, pretty well equipped, not maybe super experienced actually, the Florida State Militia. Well, they do have some of our sharps. I wonder if we could see them in action. 6,000 men and 22 guns. This is very different from what the initial screen said. And we have to defend. I think this is going to be a yeah, a non-starter where we just kind of murder them as they approach our position. Okay, right, I'm going to put a cut in here. I might come back if something interesting happens, but don't be surprised if I get all the way to the end. So in the end, I have brought you back for what's in the battle. Partly just because I want to show off this really cool artillery emplacement that I managed to set up. I've not really seen such significant heights in a lot of battlefield we've played, but yeah, we've got this really big mountain here in the middle of the map where we set up artillery along, and the Federals were very kindly enough to tack my lines in front of it, so they've just been absolutely bombarding the slow trickle of blue that's been coming in this position here. And as you see, things are going, yeah, relatively in our favour. Reasonable casualties. We've still got a bunch of mixed muskets, so I'm not expecting crazy performance, but it's been good, and I think artillery has been very successful. If we just zoom out to have a look at the kind of battle as a whole, our defensive point's actually all the way back here. You can see I set up a number of kind of roadblocks along potential Union routes, and then the plan was, so once they kind of tripped up upon one of these roadblocks, was then to kind of collapse my forces in around them, and that's exactly what happened. And as you see, they are now thoroughly trapped and are generally just getting millered by all forces. And despite that, they decided to try a frontal assault against my very heavily defended embankment. Albeit these are my three weakest brigades. They've all got mixed muskets, but yeah, hasn't really made a difference. So this one should end pretty quickly. Oh, hello. Would you guys like to deal with that? I don't think these guys have the guns. No. They've already abandoned them from earlier. My Sharps rifles are over here. I haven't done much left. Ooh, I can give you a perk though. Skirmishing, maybe. Probably just sharpshooting, really, isn't it? I want you to be better at firing. I like Iron Discipline too, but no, let's go sharpshooter for our Sharps. As this one flank closes them in the other, and then we have our cavalry in the rear. These guys are all mixed muskets, so sorry, mixed cavalry weapons, so they're not particularly good units. But things will do okay nevertheless. You guys, I'm going to put into... Oh no, you're full infantry brigade. I thought you were dismounted cavalry for a minute. Geez, there's not a lot of you left, is there? Could you go help them out, please? Oh, these are some of our OG units. We must be getting close to finishing their contracts. Ooh, more Sharp rifles. Let's shoot these guys. They're the actual threat. These chaps probably don't even have guns. And yeah, why not? Let's get our Sharps rifle here to come in on a flank and let's see what the damage they can do. Oh, this poor cavalry brigade. They got pretty heavily bloodied in the first instance, and now they're just being mullered. Wow! That's horrific. Oh, what? I can't believe you guys broke. I am deeply sad about outcome, and this unit is wrecked, and you backed into you and you ran away. Alright, anyway. We have our fast firing Sharps, 9 rounds a minute. Ish. Let's make sure you guys have some support. I would like to see like a losses inflicted count. I think that would be interesting. But I don't believe that's listed anywhere. Okay, it seems like they're just running. Right, I'll save you from any hardship, and we'll just come back when the scoring comes, because I think we're just about there. I am outraged by that. There we go. Alright, I'll skip this phase. Okay, and there we have it. Nothing spectacular, but a solid day's work for Mr. Lee. Well, actually, that was actually a character ratio of 3 to 1 in the end. So which is a quite good day's work. It's low numbers, but actually really good ratio, so credit to you. But I think our gunnery did quite a lot of sterling work there. I don't often get those kind of perfect setups. That was nice. So that was both the Department of the West and the Army of the Ohio. Not that there was much left of either of those. But that should be, I believe, the last two forces within the fine state of Missouri. Should mean that on the morning they secede. Unless we send a reinforcing army, but I haven't seen one come in. Victory at Rolla. Good job. Oh. No, apparently there is the Department of the West as well. Okay, so there's one more little fight over there we'll have to do. What size are they? 7,000. Mustering up to 20. Yeah, it would be good to give them a bit of a licking. Oh, they were mustering up to 20,000 as well. Ooh, bit of a response here from the Federals. But we are... Oh. Oh, hello. You, stop. Please. Just come back. Don't engage that 30,000 men in Department of Pennsylvania. But that's good to know. That means we know there's 30,000 there, which should mean there's less here, hopefully. But I very much need you to pull back. All the way back down to here? That seems a little far. I might bring you back to Culpeper, please. And pray tell you get that before you cross and engage them. Okay, meanwhile then, we should be clear to attempt to move up to Alexandria and see what armies we engage here. So I'm going to do it at a time. I'm going to say it is June the 19th, yes. Do I not get to set a time at a specific date? Oh, that's a shame. I was hoping to tell them to both to move out at like, you know, 6 AM, both of you start heading north type thing. But they should both give order within a minute of each other, and then we'll move up, so... Okay, fine. I suppose that will have to do. You are now green. Well, let's head you back north. And let's continue. But, oh, yeah, 30,000 men. That would have been a rude awakening for Mr. Beauregard. have to wait for this battle. It should only take the day, and then that'll be completed. Okay, and you should have got your orders, yep, during the night, so you will now retreat. Perfect. As well, you gents. You both head off at the same time. Excellent. Awesome. And on goes our navy. What a glorious day. June the 19th. One to be marked in the annals, hopefully. Hopefully. Okay, Stuart Raiders are finally about to leave our territory, which is good. People stop complaining about it. And here we have it. Now, why are you showing low morale? Oh, interesting, okay. 12,060 men. 2,600, okay. Interesting. But here we have 60,000 Federals against 90,000... Sorry, let's try that again. 60,000 Confederates against 90,000 Federals. Looks like they're all going to start on the map. I kind of hope we'd get in without the army machine, though. That is not to be the case. This, yeah, I think this is going to be momentous. Let's jump in, see what it looks like. Let's see if I have improved knowledge of use of cavalry, use of cannons. Let's see if we can break them. And then we're probably going to muster. I don't know if I mentioned it, we're still about 30,000 volunteers ready to be called up, which is good, but we're definitely going to have to improve upon our numbers at some point. Otherwise we will just be eaten by attrition. The Battle of Long Bridge, Virginia. Oh, don't tell me the game's crashed. Alright, I'm going to put a cut in and give it a couple of minutes and see if it revives itself. Literally as a cutaway, and then sort itself out. Right, okay. Claims, yeah, okay, this is all wonky. We know we are fighting many armies. We have been asked to... Ooh, we are on the defensive. That might be key. 14th Street. Yeah, we shall have to build a formation with which they can break themselves on. Okay. So let's have a quick squiz at the map. Looks interestingly wooded. It's just a solitary bridge, okay. I'm surprised they didn't give us more objectives. That might be a bit more interesting, saying which ones to defend. There's going to be a lot of unions on the map. I don't want to get too aggressive with my defense. Unfortunately, there's no super bits of kind of open ground that we could leave the Federals on. I mean, we could try and defend along these lines a little bit, force them to fight out here, but I'm not convinced it's going to take. There could be a lot of fighting in the old forest this time round, which I'm not the most keen on, to be perfectly honest. Obviously, we could set ourselves up along the riverbed, but they're going to have cover from the trees. Interesting one. No, we're probably going to have quite a wide front. I don't think this river is going to play any part in it. But certainly we could go, we could even kind of go fairly advanced in our position. Not that this ground's particularly different, but you know, we cut a defensive line kind of across here and then down. So it's certainly be a weaker side given its length. That could be something we could do. Try and defend along the edge of this tree line and then round, just so they don't have as much woods to attack through. Just to try and deny them as much cover as possible. The other bit we're going to struggle with here might be artillery sight lines. It's very flat and very wooded. which bodes ill for my own cannonry. Okay. The other thing we do is try and defend down the road, but I promise as we move more and more away from the point, it allows them just to push down this branch road if we don't have a sufficiently big blocking force. Interesting. Alright, I'm going to go get set up and I'll see what I end up with. Alright, so I've got my defences set up in a bit of a classic kind of horseshoe ring of earthworks. I did have a look at the ground. Again, I talked about it before in terms of the lack of open ground in the woods and things, so it's not the greatest defensive position in the world. But at least we've got some good barricades to go in behind. I have left obviously quite a big gap around here, and we have seen the AI forces try and exploit those before. However, if you look at the kind of routes in the Federals are going to take, so they're all kind of spawning up in this area, then really the kind of only roads they can take down are this mill road here, this branch road, and this main road in and round. So I kind of discounted the prospect of them sending a significant force around here, at least one that's going to make any impact on day one, because they really have a lot of cross-country marching. I suppose they aren't super wide. They go down here, small road, all the way down, and then, well, that's why I kind of put some small blocking forces at these bridges. But I suppose they could threaten us that side, and that would require us to do a shift in our defences. But I thought it was more likely that we're going to get some, if not all of them, coming down the main routes here. So then we've got those weird little artifacts again. Anyway, I'm not quite sure why they appeared. We've got Hughes is core, kind of defending mainly this first line. Just set up with our various divisions. So we've got Anderson on the left, McCulloch left to centre. We've got Requin right of centre, and Frost. Actually, I think Frost's part of Cokes. He is indeed. I mean, Frost just on that far right of the line, and we've kept 10,000 men of Walton's as our kind of reserve corps. Division, I should say. There's a few of them have a little bit of morale issues, but they will quickly build up to 80% as we kind of hang around and wait for the Federals to appear. And then I've got the rest of Coke's corps kind of aligned down the right-hand defences, and then I'm using the cavalry divisions to kind of screen my extreme flank. So down here, just in case a bunch of Federals appear, to buy some time to shift reinforcement through our internal lines, and likewise over two crossings using the kind of horses there. And that's kind of it. As I said, I'm not super keen on my artillery positions. That's not them. You know, they have very poor natural sight lines. I believe, from what I've seen before, we should be able to bombard even if they don't have fire at will sight lines, so I'm hopeful I can still use them in a meaningful way, but yeah, could be interesting. Alright, what am I worried about in terms of Federal perspective? Well, I think there is, say, a couple of weak points in terms of attempting to wrap around, although I think it's going to take them a chunk of time, so we should have a chance to respond. I suppose I'm a little bit concerned they're going to set up their something like 300 guns or something and just kind of pound us for a long time. That would definitely be problematic. We are also stretched quite thin. I don't have a huge amount of reinforcements down here, so certainly the Federals could use their numbers to their advantage, and likewise they could just try and push in like a single point or sitting at the extremes. But we'll see. I think it's a reasonable start, and yeah, we just have to wait and see where the Federals turn up and then kind of respond to that. So if I jump into it, I suspect it's going to be not too much happening in the start of the day. I could send out some scouting forces in bits and pieces, and perhaps I should over this way. So why don't I get Coleman here, who I believe is my Colt division. Oh no, he's a carbines. Actually, because I had thought about potentially using them to kind of try and flank if they were trying to attack this side of our forces. But where are my Colts then? You know, your Burnsides. Oh, I don't have any Colts in this cavalry division. That is correct. The Colts are down here. Right, this is the rest of the Federal armies arriving. Well, what I'm going to do actually, I'm going to grab Coleman then. Put you onto Scouts, put you onto Evade. I'm going to send you just up this road a little bit. Try here. Head up, see if you can get some sight lines. Don't know how good you'll see through the trees. Oh, It was just to make sure we weren't kind of being flanked on this side. Hello, Federals. Where are you coming for me? Now, if they push much south beyond, say, this little here, I'm probably going to have to swing Walton down to the street road. Oh, they are coming in this way. Okay, let's do that straight away. Come on down, Walton. And that may cause some problems in this extension over here, but we can shift the cavalry over once Walton gets into position. I wonder, we might be able to bombard these chaps as they head down the road a little bit. There's better sight lines for artillery over here, a little bit clearer. Now, the one advantage we may have is the fact that the Federal forces are so disjointed. Where are you going, Hawkins? Just went to capture the road point. Okay. Call myself slightly confused. So we seem to have picked their marching line. So let's grab some of our artillery and say, well, why don't we make it a little bit uncomfortable for them? You can at that point 3-inch ordnance. I'll probably just leave them off, to be honest. 12-pounders. Are you limbered? No. I've already given you an order. I've already given you an order. Who have I not given an order to? These ones. There we go. Let's go a little bit behind in the woods. I don't know if artillery into the woods has any effect in this game, or indeed how better or worse it was in reality. Obviously, these modern days, if you artillery fire in the woods, is pretty devastating from the essentially large volumes of shrapnel the trees create. I don't know if that was a thing back in the day. Okay, and this is probably now going to be a weak point with our cavalry defending. Oh, hello. So they are coming down this way. Oh, this is very interesting. Now, where are you going to cross the river? Can you walk across at these points? I don't think so. So we've got carbines defending this, which is okay, but they're going to need a little bit of support. So let's start by saying, let's pull... Oh, you've actually won my very, very few musket brigades. I don't like that. Okay, let's pull Gardner off the line. You're going to come sit here. I will probably pull you guys off and then get you to go into loose order. We might do some flanking, kind of skirmishing fire as they approach the river. And let's grab Gladden, Greg, who's got a reasonable size. They're both pretty small. Alright, I might have to bring them both down. Start trying to hold this point. Don't take that road. So let's say, Commander, don't use roads. Come over here. Come over, again, don't use roads. There we go. And then again, we use our cavalry, maybe there's a bit of a flanking force there. Just some infantry, and then, so you gents are in a bit of a precarious situation. I want to bring you back over this direction. We might see if we can do some, get you in a bit closer, again, get you dismounted to do some potential skirmishing. You may be able to pick off the artillery as the infantry is marching. Reduce the number of guns they've got available to them. Okay, so the first infantry attacks are coming on this line, and yeah, there's a bit of a weak point. Is there anyone else I can bring down? I could shuffle some forces around. Okay, I know you're going to be miles out of position from your commander. But please get yourself down to this point. And likewise, you're going to come over here and help support. Just to give that extra bit of range, because our cavalry doesn't have it. Okay, it looks like they're going to keep me busy here. That's okay. This artillery is not doing much, and may not do much if they don't push down this road. Okay, let's kick the speed up again. Yeah, I promise the order delay. Now that's interesting. You do have a bombardment order. Maybe you can't shoot there. That's somewhat disconcerting. I'm going to change that order. Are you bombarding? You are bombarding. Okay, that's fine. I'll leave that one there, but I'm going to switch the southern 12-pounders onto a different target. From when they get the order. Come on. There we go. Probably already doing it, but hit that concentration, please. Right, now the question is, can you cross the river? Dismount, loose order. Go over here, please. Causing some problems. Yeah, I really need you back over here. We just need to buy a bit of time for Greg and Maxie to get in position. Here, oh, they're just going to get chewed up. That's okay. There's a little bit of defensive lines here. Oh, of course you're my mixed muscle brigade. Of course, of course. Okay, let's what? Let's shuffle some lines, I suppose. You're going to be needed down here. Almost like they knew. Okay, it looks like they're coming down for this ford, which is okay. Especially one division, one brigade in its own, and there's not a huge force over here, so I don't want to respond too heavily. It looks like 1st Brigade here has been repulsed already. Yeah, let's maybe switch up your orders to somewhere a bit more relevant for right now. As in this spot right here. Ah, come on. How long does it take for a commander to tell you he's right there? There's the horse going now. Should probably scooch the commander forward ever so slightly. Please hit that area. That's the current threat. And Mr. Barksdale, why don't you get closer to your men? Okay, is there much coming through the south here? There is not. Which means we could probably do some skirmishing with you gentlemen. Like so, and it does mean we're actually going to have Walton as a spare infantry division we can throw over here if they're not trying to wrap around. Are you engaged, Harrison? You are not. Are you in loose order? You are. I want to try and maybe do something like that. Skirmish your life away. Can also tell you to use cover. Yeah, that's fine, you've already got that on. Yeah, Coleman's moving in now. Excellent. What I would like to do is to say, don't bother with scouts. Do bother with coming down to here. Maybe, no, that's fine. And then we'll do the same in terms of loose order and all that good stuff. Okay, oh, strong federal push here. Okay, hopefully our skirmishers will help on the flanks. Yeah, there we go. Good range here on the Richmond carbines. On the 3 inches, you're supposed to be in counter battery fire, which I've neglected to do. Thank you very much. Hopefully take care of all that battery there. Obviously into 3 inches, nice and accurate. Okay, and this is what I'm hoping for, is a bunch of smaller disjointed attacks as each Federal army attempts to engage themselves individually. Oh, can I throw out something like skirmishers? Maybe pick away at that as it walks past. And this flank seems to be going okay. You're waiting for orders. Yeah, you, Garnet, needs to come down here. All your horses are vaguely in this direction. Well, it's a long way around to give orders to a... who's this? Coleman. Because the horse has to go up and over the bridge. Okay, these guys just seem to have... oh no, it's just a slow through terrain. I thought they'd just kind of forgotten what they were doing for a minute. Yeah, you take the opportunity, pick on them. You seem to be doing fine. You have some burnside, so why don't I get you to come around here? We'll see if we can't skirmish and take out the artillery piece at the back. Okay, holding. Okay, let's check our bombardment areas. That's pointless, don't do that anymore. Let's cancel that. And then the other one is this. I think I'd do it with like another chunk of artillery in these armies. I'm going to see... no, I'll keep that one for just now. Yeah, these guys are starting to come. Give it a go, see if you can't cause them some problems there. I'll leave you in that spot for just now. Yeah, let's have you loose order kind of extend the line as a bit of a skirmisher. Although, I'll have to keep an eye on Stuart. Okay, just dismount, gents. Loose order. Just have to watch where this first brigade is going. 3,000 angry Federals, fresh to the fight. Good. How are we doing over here? You have lost about 100 men and don't seem to be doing very much about it. Ah, you guys have already taken the cavalry out of the way. Get off your horses. And see if you can't push forward and loose order as well, please. Excellent. See if we can crack this brigade before reinforcements arrive. Yeah, that's fine. This also seems okay. Good, so Walton, yeah, I think we're going to be able to move around. Because now this area is a little bit loose. In fact, let's send you back north. I know, I've just asked you to come from there and I'm sending you back again. And we'll use Walton to reinforce this if required. Also, would really rather like you got in your defensive positions, please. And you've just taken a bunch of beats, which is fine. I'm going to give you... I'll give you Ace of Spades since you're behind cover. But you are not going to add much to this fight, I'm afraid. And you claim to be in loose order. You don't look particularly loose. Oh, another push up here. I wonder if these fine gentlemen can get involved. I'm not convinced, but we'll give it a go. Oh, okay. You're not in trouble. Alright, pull back. Oh shit, why can't I wanted a retreat button. Oh, I need to get you on your horses. Fall back. Oh, you guys are broken. Oh. That's somewhat disappointing. Please run away. I have to keep an eye on this flank. I'm pretty sure I can hold them back at the bridges. Ooh, that's a lot of Federals. Please tell me you're bombarding. You are. Alright, I'm going to also push you forward slightly so you have a better angle. So hopefully you can also engage. Oh, you have my sharps, right? Get off your horse. Get in this front line. See if you can't make them bleed. Good. Good. You get in your trenches, man. I'm going to say commander low initiative, because that should stop them orientating the facing. Right, there's a large number of Federals. You do have a lot of guns. You could potentially flank them, and why don't you see if you can pick them off? There's only 1,400. We do outnumber them. We are in loose order. We have faster firing weapons. I wonder if we could see them off. Bit of a bold one. Okay, that's good. Ah, we broke these guys. Excellent. But I still would like you to retreat. To be perfectly honest. Yeah. Come back over this side of the river. There's a good chap. Okay, good little bit of a counter push here. Yeah, I'm really interested to see how these guys perform. You've lost 13. Yeah, they've lost 150. Yeah, excellent. Excellent. Just keep at them. See if you can make them break and run. And now there is that another 3,000? No, it's another breaking unit. Good. How are we doing up here? It's an angry swarm. You gentlemen, I'd like you to bombard this area if you can. Excellency. And I think we're getting to the end of a very successful first day. You're up to 50 casualties. They've taken 250. They are trying to run away. Oh, we've broken this artillery piece. Good. You gonna walk forward and be skirmished as well? What are you doing, man? Can I give you what I would like to retreat. I don't know why you keep not doing it. You're about to come under fire, and you have quite a slow firing carbine. Right, can I now give you a retreat order? No. Come on, get the hell out of there. Is it because you're not in radius? No, you are in radius. Maybe if I move you up to bugle radius, I can get you to do it. But also, that fall back and retreat orders you could just give. Okay, you're definitely engaged now. Can't order it there, but if we get you up to the bugle, perhaps that will be enough. I'm not sure it's going to be enough to save you. I think you're going to break pretty soon. Don't know why those other orders haven't gone through. Okay, you look like you're in bugle range. And retreat. Here we go. See if we can get you there before you break. Good. I think I looked at that before, actually. Okay, you guys are doing phenomenal work. Go see them off. Why was I not doing this with my cavalry earlier? Alright, how is the Butcher's Bill looking? Okay, not spectacular, but it's what we need. We needed 3 to 2, I think. Ah, there goes Coleman. Frustrating, but okay. So what are we at now? About 2 to 1? Just better than 2 to 1. Okay. Which is fine. 3 to 2 is a kind of par for our forces, our comparative strengths. So if we can better than that, then we should come out ahead. Although my cavalry here has been suffering somewhat. Well, they did good work. It was just some order trouble, which happens now and again. Okay, good use of skirmishers there by the Federals. Oh, we have our own skirmishers who are not... Oh, they're doing that. Which is good. I'm okay with that. That is a useful use of their time. I have an infantry brigade not in the line here. Could you get in the line, please? Okay, what are your current orders? It's not bad, but let's tighten that up a little bit. I think you're still shooting in the wrong place, so let's change that. Need faster horses from our carriers, couriers even. Okay, it's going well. This corner I think is holding. Oh, we've had a little break there from Dr. Jones, which is fair. He's lost half his men. Get you to extend the line a little bit, although you're not going to stick around for much longer. Okay. I think it's been a solid first day. Do we want to... We could just take these guys out. I'd also quite like to take that first battery out. With this line so you get on, at the same time, can we throw out some skirmishers here? Yes, we can. Beautiful. Can we... you're maybe a little bit close to the front lines. Let's see if we can start picking away this gun advantage that we've got. Which apparently we can. Okay, they're going to try and force the bridges, which should be absolutely fine. This is a bit more problematic, because we don't have a huge amount of cover back here. I wonder if we can spread these lines out a little bit. Let's get your rightmost division to come and fill in this gap here. Alright. Okay, we're getting a bit long in the video, but I think we're going to get to the end of the first day. I'm going to keep things at 2 speed. I'm sure there's more Federals turning up. If we can throw back a few of them, then it should be alright. We will always have to leave like blocking forces and things. Because, you know, as the broken units recover and they find themselves in odd places. That's a small unit, that's not causing us any problems. These attacks seem to have pretty much petered out. You could now attack that first battery. You gents could come and take out that. That would be awesome. And I would like to be pushing here, but I don't want artillery on our flanks. That's just going to upset the men. Okay, how goes the forward? I think you were just retreating in an odd direction. This is where you guys can be super valuable in terms of offering some flanking fire here. Get up there. Down here, that's a tiny brigade. I think they're just going to lose the fight. But yeah, these cavalry divisions I think are doing some sterling work for us this battle. Oh, do you know what would be useful? Getting like my mixed musketmen to go and steal these cannons. But we shall hold off, as much as I'd like to. Okay, they've now broken. Excellent. Okay, they are not going to last long, which should give us a remit to push in with these guys. There they go. Now at some point this angry mob of infantry is going to turn around and have a go at me, which is probably going to be the end of my skirmishing with the cavalry, but they've done great work so far. Our loss is looking now 8,500 to 3, that's good. It's the kind of magnitude we need to keep it at. As he retreats through my lines. Okay, let's maybe kick up to the end of the first day. Not sure about that change of facing, but okay. Where are you guys going? Just walking around the fence. Okay. Yeah, let's try this. Let's be a little bit bold. Ah, Walker has been wounded. Who are you? Ah, the Sharps. Fair play. Okay, they're happily running for their lives. This cavalry battery is going to run fairly soon. And I think we might hold off with our skirmishes at that point. Bring them back in. There she goes. Excellent. I think that's all the threats for the day. You guys are arriving a bit too late, but well, better late than never. Okay, you guys are now under fire. Yeah, let's put back. I think successful push thus far. Let's not risk life and limb. Good cavalry raid. I know there's an infantry unit there, but I wonder if we could steal those. Right, let's cancel these bombardment targets. Good, alright. And that should bring us to the end of day one. Ah, good. People are withdrawing, although we're about to lose a few of our smaller cavalry units. Which I can't argue with too heavily. They have performed pretty well. And they're only small, doesn't take many losses for them to decide that that's enough. Oh, they've lost a chunk of men in the last minute. 10,000 now. Excellent. Okay, good. And off they go. Surprised by their staying power given they've lost 2/3. Oh, they've broken there. Excellent. I think that's going to be the end of the fighting. Looks like they're setting up for a little bit of a push over here perhaps tomorrow morning. And another one down here, I reckon, by the way these infantry are desperately trying to get down to this point. I'm assuming we're about to call it for the day. Maybe I should pull back my cavalry just in case. Sweet. Okay, and that's what we're going to call this one to a close. I think that's a spectacular first day's victory. I'm pretty happy with that. 11,000. So on a percentage-wise, that's twice of their army compared to ours. On a hard numbers, that's what, 3 times the casualties. So another day of this, and I think they're going to break. I'm not worried about my forces at the minute. And we might see a more concerted effort from Federals tomorrow because they're all going to be in position. But if we can throw that back, push this army to Washington and seize it, well, we might just be on our way to a campaign victory. Alright, I hope you enjoy it. There'll be probably one more episode, which actually might not be a full run thing, focusing on the battle, because these defensive ones you can run a bit quicker, but we shall see. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheerio.